We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. Happy Monday, Tuesday. It's Thursday, everybody. Hey, I'm Stuttering Greg. My, oh my, do I have a headache today, hence these sunglasses, so apologize for not being able to see the old blue eyes, but here we are, ready to go. We're going to have a great one. I am very excited for our group of friends we have joining us today. Starting as always, that one bad bitch. It's Blast.
Hi everybody, happy Thursday.
Look at that hat, everybody. Look at that.
Extra Zero is the one who suggested it, and I was like, I want this, and I put it on my throne, and I actually received it as a gift. So now I'm just an official bad bitch.
You are indeed a bad bitch. There we go. If you can make those your pronouns for the day, I'd really appreciate that. Yes, please.
How do I do that again over here?
Yeah, it's okay. We're not going to show pronouns. It's okay. It's okay. Joining us for the, I believe, second time on the show, the wonderful, the amazing, straight out of the bottom of my heart, right onto your show. It's Lorena. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great, Craig and Blabs, and glad to be here again. Mm-hmm. Thanks for having me.
I really like those glasses on you, I have to say. They
Thank
fit.
you. Thank you. They're the Tony Stark special.
You look good. Yeah, looking good over there. I'll tell you, you got a great background. The blue, the teal contrasting with the glasses, and it
it suits you.
Thank you.
We're gonna need you to come in and rework my background here because your background is great. So,
well, thanks.
Excellent. Speaking of great backgrounds, let's bring in. It's almost side scroll hers today. Almost, because we got Mama Magick Moonshot in the house. Hello, Magick. Great to see you.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me back, Craig, Blabs. And now I get to meet Lorena. I need to up my makeup game. Honestly, I feel a little bit like I need some tips, maybe.
Hey, I'll say this. You are the first guest to be introed to the show while holding a baby.
It's true.
Hey,
That's
when she wants to have a
multitasking.
bottle,
I love it.
There's not going to be any, she works on her own schedule, okay?
I hear that, man. That's how babies work. It's crazy. That's what most people who don't have kids learn. They don't understand is that all of a sudden it's not about you and you revolve your life around those kids forever. And all of a sudden you become second very, very quick, which is why kids are so great. And they teach you humility. So, glad you're here, Magick. And also joining us today as we go from a party of 4 to a party of 5 today, our great friend, super intellect, wonderful man himself. I'm sorry for assuming your gender. It's Warren Smith. Hey, Warren, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on again. It's always
How's
fun.
everything going, man?
It's going okay, actually. Yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks, but it's always enjoyable to be here and hang out with you guys. So.
Well, we're glad you're here, man. We know a lot of people. We know we've seen the news when it comes to you and everything that's happened. You popped off virally about 4 months ago, speaking your common sense and logic, and now about a week or so ago, ultimately, you have like public. Yeah, you were fired from your job.
Yeah,
But I wanted to give you an opportunity because we can't talk about that stuff specifically because there's legal reasons why. But I did want to give you the opportunity to say what you wanted to say before we dig into everything else so people don't have questions.
Yeah, I mean, the legal reasons, it's not so much legal reasons. I need to just tread carefully because I'm sure they're going to be poring over every word I say and looking for any misstep. But I do appreciate this chance just to, because I know with that video that I posted, think it was like a few days ago, a week ago. I know that left a lot of unanswered questions because I was just trying to. It was the day after it happened when I recorded that, and I just wanted to say, really, I didn't want to get too deep into it. So I know there's a lot of speculation. I do just want to just say what was articulated to me as it was articulated to me without speculating and take responsibility for whatever I've done. And so the reason for that I was fired was I did the same thing that I did in that viral video. So as a video editing teacher, we record a lot of video, and I had a very interesting exchange that was so similar. It was almost the exact same exchange with a completely different student who wasn't aware of the viral video before recording. And then when he found out, he was really excited about it. He's like, yeah, we should share that. I was like, well, there's a little bit of scrutiny on everything. And like, there's been some tension. So I was like, we got to get parental permission. He's like, oh, my parents will care, they're teachers and they'll be fine. I was like, well, I just want to see confirmation. So we got that confirmation. But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting because it was so identical. And a lot of people thought that initial video was staged, and that the fact that it could happen again in almost the exact same pattern with almost the exact same outcome. This exchange was around whether J.K. Rowling was actually racist or not, but almost the exact same thing. I was like, oh, well, that might be worth sharing. So I went through those steps. 8 days later, yeah, they called me in and fired me for it because they said I was supposed to check with there was a new step added. I was supposed to check with a specific person that I wasn't aware of needing to do that. And there was a 1-sentence email that went out like shortly after the viral video before going into the meeting with all the lawyers. I was told what was communicated to me. So there was a box to be checked. I thought I checked all the boxes, missed one. So they got fair and square technically. So and I don't blame there's a lot of good people at that school, a lot of good teachers, a lot of good students, which is why I'm not disclosing anything publicly about the name of the school. I just don't see it doing any good. And I know that a lot of people have offered, crowdfunding to help legal expenses and everything, but it became clear that I would have to reveal the name in order to accept that. So I said, I'm just going to come up with this money on my own. And so I am watching like a locals if people do want to support that in any ways. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it.
What is the link to the locals? What's the URL?
secretscholars.locals.com.
All right. Awesome. And is that live now?
It is. Yeah. It's not much on it, but there's a few things I'm just trying to add. I don't like taking money from people without adding value or giving something in return. So
sure.
Stuff to it, add more and more, but there's a few things.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're look, it's funny. I think, I don't know if I said this on the show or not, but I know I said this to you either publicly or privately. Like, there's going to be a time where you're going to need to make a decision because YouTube is going so well, and it looks like that decision was kind of forced for you. And
you did say that. You said that 2 days before I got fired. You're like, I have a feeling a time is coming where you're going to have to make a choice. It wasn't necessarily a choice, but you were right.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, you're going to land on your feet. I promise you that. And when the initiative time is just, when you're ready for that to start, we got your back. Everybody's got your back. And you're going to find that just like everybody else who's quote unquote been canceled or fired or whatever in this space, whenever that happens, everybody lands on their feet and everybody ends up better than they were a year before, So I promise you, it's, you feel like you're in the muck right now, but it will be all right. I promise you that.
Well, thank you. So, I can't thank you enough. That really means a lot. And you guys have made all the difference, truly. So thank you.
For sure. All right. We'll make sure we put a link to your locals page and obviously X account and everything in the description and everything else there. So if anybody has any questions for Warren, that is what he can say and what he can't say. And outside of that, we're just gonna have a regular old show today, which will be great. And by regular old show, I mean we're gonna blow your freaking faces off with amazing entertainment. It's gonna be crazy because unlike Warren, I do like to take people's money without adding any value. With that said, I'd like to remind everybody we are live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Join us over there if you haven't yet. hit the follow button. Over 7,000 people have followed us over there, and we love that. Why do we love that, Blabs, you bad bitch?
Sometimes you just gotta slap a bitch. Anyway, it grows organically.
That's right, because it grows organically. We love Rumble. It's great. Also, you can follow us over on X when you could have found out that this wonderful trio was going to be joining us today. If you follow us at x.com/sidescrollerpod, you can also watch the show over there if you don't ever make it over to YouTube. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
Yes, we do. So follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, these people are gonna love you forever.
Oh, that's good. If they do or do not follow you.
They have to follow for love.
Oh, okay, good. There you go. We are love givers, which is good.
Yeah, apparently I'm not allowed to have violent stuff anymore, so there you go.
No more violence for Blabs, even though, hey, listen, Blabs.
Fun sucker.
What?
Nothing. Nothing, not a thing.
What did you call me?
Fun sucker.
Oh, a fun sucker. Oh, okay.
What do you think I said?
That's why I stopped. That's why I wasn't quite sure what happened right there. That was crazy. We also have a Kick account where you can follow and watch the show over there. And if you want to listen to the show over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can. Links to all this stuff is down below in the description. In addition to our own locals like Warren's, so we have one at sidescrollers.locals.com where, once again, we're going to be doing some fun exclusive stuff over there that we can't do on YouTube, including Blabs checking out the 1999 movie classic, Bring It On.
Wait, that's 1999?
Wow.
I think so, 99.
No
2000.
way. I thought it was early 2000s.
Lorena, did you see Bring It On?
I saw bits and pieces of it, so I was aware of the film.
It's a 2000 film. There you go.
Okay. What about you, Magic? Have you seen Bring It On?
Is that the dance movie?
No, it's the cheerleading movie.
See, I didn't say
I thought it was. I don't think I've watched it, obviously.
Warren, surely you've seen the 2000s classic Bring It On.
I don't remember. I don't think so. No.
Oh. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. There are scenes in that movie right now that would be seen as very problematic in today's society, which is exactly why we need to watch it. We'll watch it over on Locals, which will be great. If you're new over on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and join us. Over 82,000 common sense lovers, 82,000, and currently 71 subscribers over here on YouTube as we continue to grow every single day. Thank you guys very much for popping in. I'll say this. We are going to be kicking around. I'm going to start. I'm going to make some shorts for the channel and see how they go. And we're just going to toss it out there and see how the shorts do. I was watching a live stream yesterday with Gundam and the Quartering. And the Quartering said that he gets 1.5 million views a day from his shorts on YouTube. And I was like, what? 1.5 million views a day. And it's just recycled stuff. So I don't know, cast the net as far as we possibly can. So get going. But I would, of course, be remiss, Blabs, if I didn't mention that this month and this month only, we have the Blabs the Tower Turd karaoke t-shirt available right now, and bucket hat. Link to that is in the description. There you go if you guys want to pick those up. And I also want to point out that look, Magic, right now y'all are parents, right? At some point your kiddos brought you some wonderful drawing and you're like, this is great, I love it. And my kiddo did that yesterday, and my daughter, my 9-year-old, brought me this one right here and said, let us skateboard. So I liked it so much, I put it on a t-shirt. So,
I love that.
Me too, which is why I put it on a t-shirt. And you can pick it up right now. If anybody picks it up, the money made from that will go to my daughter's post-high school fund. I don't want to say college fund because I don't know if she's going to go to college. But whatever she decides to do. There you go. Put it on her t-shirt. What do we got there?
I don't know if this is hearts or T-Rex feet. I think it's my combination of both. And then this is an attempt at math, but I homeschool my kids, so I don't know where they got the backwards numbers from. So.
I was gonna say I don't know what that says about you, Magic. No, that's great. I love it. And it when you get that stuff as a parent, you're like, oh, that's awesome. Hey, and then it's funny because my mom held on to some stuff from a long time ago, and she's like, I don't know why I held on to all this stuff. It's like just scribbles and crap. And she gave me this giant bin of stuff that I hadn't seen in 35 years. And she's like, I don't know why. Whatever. But eventually, I'm sure that'll be handed out to everybody. But yes, you can pick up those shirts right now. You can go support Blabs, and you go support my daughter. So there you go, my online daughter or my real daughter. Which
Yeah, you pick. Quick question though, Craig. Do you know how to skateboard?
Do I know how to skateboard?
Yeah.
I think I could stay up on a skateboard if it's on level ground.
Stationary.
Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, Blabs, at one point I was fairly athletic. Now, I don't think I could go up a ramp or down a ramp, but I think that people may be interested in seeing that if we hit the opportunity.
You know, I don't think it's a good idea unless you're wearing like elbow pads and a helmet and knee pads and maybe even a neck brace.
I'd be down. I used to skateboard. I'd be down.
Oh yeah, Warren?
A ramp. Yeah.
Warren
Could be
teaches
ramp.
Craig. It's happening.
Let's go. I'm telling you, there will be a day where we just get everybody together that's been on the show. Everybody. And we just all learn how to skateboard and learn how to hold babies and, do all sorts of like whatever distinct skill set everybody has. We'll just get together and shoot the shit. It'll be wonderful. And in this case, Warren is going to teach me how to go down a half pipe, which will be great.
It's been a while.
Can I do commentary of him teaching you how to skateboard?
Yes.
That would
Yes.
be, that would
And then Lorena can give the score. She will hold up a sign, go 0.
the Vanna White that we need.
Matt, you're gonna shoutcast the shit out of that. That'd be great. Love it. All right, look, we got a lot going on. We're gonna do our best to get to 900 likes and 25 memberships today. But before we do that, I would like to point out that we got a great start. As Extra Zero came in with a 499. Says, hate to say it, but Mark Kern is quickly becoming the Eliza Blue of the gaming space. Yeah, we're gonna we had Mark on yesterday, and he's been going back and forth with Nick Calandra over on Second Wind, and it's just been a lot. And Blabs and I were talking, and it's just like man, and like we'd love to have Nick on to have his side of the story and all that, but I don't want this show to be Jerry Springer, and that's really what it comes down to. Unless we do it live in person, where people can actually throw chairs. That's the only way I'd want to do it. It is in person. So, Kay came in, says Blabs has such a vibe. Blabs hat is such a vibe. What is that? Is such
Are
a
you
vibe?
okay? Blabs' hat is such a vibe. I love
who
it.
speaks like that? Kay, who speaks like that? Is such a
The
vibe.
youth do, Craig. The
young
youth.
ones.
I don't even know what that means.
It just reminds me of what's that movie? My cousin Vinny. These youths.
You,
For youth.
Youths. What's a youth?
What's a youth?
Warren, do you speak youth?
Youth, I learned quite a bit of youth from the students. Yeah,
He probably knows more than we all do. He knows all about the slang and everything.
yeah. It'll come to me. Some of those will come to me.
He's like, how do you do, fellow students?
Right.
Say less, Blab. Say less.
There you go. Warren's been
Facts.
fire.
Facts.
Facts.
Hypnotic and Rapture came in, says Legal Mindset explained that these unhinged sociopaths have broken cyber stalking and doxing laws going after Mark and other people. California has them. Interesting. Thanks, Legal Mindset. Thanks for the heads up on that. It's interesting perspective. We'll need to check out the video on that. James also came in and says, I'm sure you guys have gotten this question before, but what's the legal side of using Armored Armadillo's stage theme? If and when Capcom ever says stop using it, we'll find a solution. But since I started the show in 2006, I've never been asked by a video game company to not use their assets. So, although I had this website called Screw Attack, and I did get a foreboding email where this guy's like, "Hey, you should stop using that because Nintendo's going to come after you." And then I put that email in the trash and forgot about it, and nothing ever happened. So yeah, CG Hero came in with the 5. It says, Craig, have you played any of the Time Splitters games from the 2000s? Have y'all played any of the Time Splitters games from the 2000s?
I remember seeing them, but I haven't played them.
Yeah, they're from they were a PlayStation 2, I believe, PlayStation 2 games. It says if not, they're really fun first-person shooters, and they were made by the same people that made GoldenEye. Chat, have you guys played Time Splitters? Fun stuff. Thank you so much, CG Hero. I have not. I definitely could pick it out of a lineup though if it was presented to me. And right at the bat, oh man, we got some serious decisions to make here. As I'll tell you what, you know what we're gonna do? Everybody gets to choose their own color today because Tyrant came in with a $50 direct donation. Says, been a minute since I've caught the live show. In honor of Pride Month next month, can the shirt theme be we're just normal men? Keep up the great work, Craig, Blabs, and gang. Tyrant, I'm going to tell you right now, we finalized the Pride design for next month this morning. And I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to show you true Pride next month, which is good. Magick,
I finally understood it all now. Okay.
you finally understand why we're doing Pride next month?
No, I finally understood. I thought that was for another month. Okay. It clicked.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. There you go.
I was like, why are we doing this so early?
Yep. Now you understand. All right. We'll unveil that design here sooner than later.
Got you.
There you go. It's good. Tyrant, thank you very much. Magick, you get to pick the color. What are we going with today?
Oh, easy purple.
Purple it is. Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Going up on the wall. We're making some new stripes. And while we continue, Tyrant, I'm going to get this. Ching Chong Wing Wong came in with a $69 direct donation.
So
Lorena,
not right.
what's that, Warren?
I'm laughing. I'm like, that's
what
so
color?
not right.
Warren, I'm gonna get your color here in just a second, but first I need to let you know that Ching Chong Wing Wong came in with a $69 direct donation. Says, "Hey Craig, can I have a job? I'm just a normal man, but maybe I'd be a good fit." Just kidding. This is Kratos. I'm currently on a road trip. I only 69 for Warren Smith. Go support him on locals.
Okay.
All right.
Warren's like, please don't.
I guess. Appreciate
All
the
right, nice. Hey, it's funny, Kratos. I was thinking about you this morning. I'm glad you showed up, and I'm gonna make sure we put you on the wall as Kratos and not Ching Chong Wing Wong. Ridiculous. Golly. So thank you very much. Hey, Warren, what color do you think Kratos should be?
I always go green.
Okay, so
It's
Warren's
true.
gonna-
Every time he's like, oh, well, we went with green last time. So I'm going to go with green today, too.
for the first time, we're going to rotate through today. We're going to rotate through our colors. So, Kratos, thank you very much. We're going to start a bunch of good stuff here today. And the Nest Track came in, says, "Take my money and keep up the very good work." Hey, thanks so much, Nest Track. Really appreciate that with the 10. And golly, not to be outdone, Delta came in with a $50 direct donation. Yeah, holy crap, y'all. Thank you. You guys really like Lorena. Delta came in and says, "Don't know if you ever got this question. This is purely a hypothetical because I would never be so childish. But if I were to send $51 donations one day, would I still go on the board?" Anyways, happy Memorial Day, everyone, to Grass Touchers. Delta, the answer to that is 100% no. You would not. You would not do that. And that would not happen at all. Okay, Lorena, you get to pick the next color. Where are we going with that? Any color of the rainbow there?
I'll tell you what. Why don't we go with the yellow? It kind of goes with my glasses. So let's
All
do
right,
that.
sounds good. All right. Delta, thank you very much for your support. And good golly, not to be outdone. Holy moly. CR Vox came in with 20 gifted memberships. Holy crap, y'all. Thank you very much. I'm going to be making a few trips to the wall here. If you guys got gifted membership, make sure you say thank you. Consider paying it forward and keep kicking ass. Holy moly, guys. Thank you. And then Blab, Melodic Method came in.
Hello, Brabs.
God,
Hi.
you guys are so inappropriate.
69.
I'd like to remind you guys that if and when Warren ever gets taken to court, this entire podcast could be used in the court of law. So just consider
True
that.
that,
Mr.
bruv.
So just consider that as you send in your wonderful super chats today, guys. Thank you very much.
Imagine just a bunch of ching chong. Oh no.
Yeah, imagine that, Blabs. Imagine that. All right, let me get some folks on the wall. Thank you very much. Blaz, while I'm doing that, do me a favor. And once again, thank you guys very much. Fill everybody about today in gaming history.
So today in gaming history, as the youths would say, it is a banger. The youths. It's an absolute banger today. So May 23rd, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones was released in 2005. Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii was released back in 2010. And then Overwatch, the original Overwatch, was released in 2017. Now, I know everyone has played at least one of these games. For me, Super Mario Galaxy 2, which has phenomenal music in it. What about you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Mario Super Galaxy 2, I didn't get to play it that much because my daughter took over the Wii. So I've seen it played a lot. I paid for it, but I didn't really get to play it.
What about you, Magick?
Yeah, I definitely played a good bit of Overwatch. Not like no lifed it, but enough to kind of learn some of the strategies. And I did cast like I had 1 or 2 Overwatch tournaments.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You never played Mario, Magick?
I've played different versions of Mario, but not this one, not Galaxy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What about you, Warren?
I would choose Fire Emblem out of those 3. Yeah.
Good old
So
RPG right there, huh?
Yeah, I like RPGs.
Can I have a really hot take about Mario Galaxy 2?
It's better than the first one?
It should have been DLC. Because it's more or less the exact same thing as Mario Galaxy 1, just with Yoshi added to it.
But like,
well, no, you could have a second player in that one. So the first game was only 1 player for the Wii, and then the Mario Galaxy 2, you could actually play with your a sibling next to you. That was a huge difference too.
I mean, to be clear, it's a great game. It's a really great game, but it's more or less like the exact same game as Mario Galaxy 1. So so there you go. I don't know. I know. Some people.
I mean, it's a hot take, but at the same time, like it can't really be a DLC if it's multiplayer. Well, I mean, co-op, couch co-op, really.
You add a feature. It is what it is. So, All right. Look, we're gonna have a great day today. We got a lot to get into, so let's get into it right now. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. All right. This was interesting right off the bat. We talked about this briefly yesterday, but Twitter, there was a rumor yesterday that Twitter was going to be removing likes from the platform. Not necessarily the ability to like, but to share what you've liked on your history. And that has been confirmed that they are making likes private for all users. So once again, you can still like things, but people won't be able to see the things that you've liked on your profile. They posted this. This is people likes. Public likes are incentivizing the wrong behavior. For example, many people feel discouraged from liking content that may be, quote, edgy in fear of retaliation from trolls or to protect their public image. Soon you'll be able to like without worrying who might see it. Let's open it up to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good move or a I don't know. What do you got? What thoughts on this, Warren?
I like it. I like that actually. I can understand being hesitant to like certain things if it's, we've heard people get fired or come under scrutiny for liking the wrong tweet, and they're like, oh, I don't know this user. I don't know their whole reputation. Can I like what they're saying here without larger context? So yeah, there's downsides to it, and I can understand the arguments on both sides, but I would probably tend to lean. Yeah, mostly I'm usually more like transparency, but I'd probably lean more towards that. I kind of think it's no one's business, and it probably increase engagement overall.
I think so too. I think that it'll definitely increase engagement for sure. People, I think they nailed it there. There's a lot of people who, the reason why people have gravitated to shows like Side Scrollers is because we tell people that they're normal, right? And that all this insanity that they're seeing on the day-to-day basis. I say this all the time. It's amazing the message of just saying like, hey, you're a normal person. You're not crazy. How far that goes, right? Because people are looking around at all this insanity and they're hesitant to say anything, or they have been hesitant to say anything. And shows like Side Scrollers have empowered people to say things. And I hope that this ultimately empowers more people to speak freely or think freely, or in this case, like freely. Magick, what are your thoughts on this? And Child?
Yeah. So you're asking me publicly if I like something that is going private. That's kind of ironic in a sense. I think
Right.
I have mixed feelings about it. I think that if you want to support something, you should support it publicly. Like it should be, you shouldn't have to be afraid of what you like on Twitter being used against you. I think the reason for this problem is ridiculous in and of itself. But it is a real problem. So I'm neutral. I think that my overarching feeling is that it's absurd to me that this is even like necessary.
Lorena?
I pretty much agree with Magick. It's absurd that this is needed. I remember there was a time on Twitter where people didn't care what you liked. If you liked something, it's like, oh, okay, why did that person like it? Let's go and see what that tweet is about. But the environment has changed so much on Twitter that too many people use likes as a method or a way to witch hunt. Now, me personally, I don't freaking care. Okay, if I like something, you don't like it, hey, guess what? That's a personal problem on your part. That has nothing whatsoever to do, with me. But with the way that it's just been used against people, I get it why they decided to do it, and it is a good idea. But it's a darn shame in the first place that this event has to be offered.
Question for the chat, and obviously for you guys as well. Have you ever liked something and on Twitter and then thought, I wonder what that account is about? Or have you ever hesitantly liked something or not liked something? Have you ever self-censored? Because that's the thing with X in particular, is the idea that they don't want you to self-censor. So number one, chat, have you guys ever done that? And Blabs, have you ever self-censored or not liked something on X because you're like, well, somebody can find a like?
No, not in that sense. I don't really recall ever doing such a thing. Maybe it was a point of, oh, this might offend someone I work with. And then I silence myself, but never if it's just like some type of idea. Yeah.
So Babs, I'm going to just say this right now. You don't need to worry about that with me anymore.
Oh, it's not about you. It's about other people. I'm like,
know.
Craig doesn't give a fuck if I like this comment or not.
That's right. It's funny. There's that troll who was talking about, like you have to agree with everything that I say.
Oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I argue with Craig all the time.
We are. Like literally every morning we're like, what? It's awesome. Great. And that's why this show is fun. Awesome. Well, I guess that's going to be rolling out pretty soon. I think it's a good move. I do think it's it's a strong idea, because I do think it'll allow people to the ability to be a little more honest with themselves, and be more honest publicly. All right, I got a video for us to watch here, guys. We know that in this age of social media, sometimes there's this parasocial relationship that people have with their favorite YouTubers, their favorite streamers, whatever, right? These influencers that they have. A lot of people spending time looking at their phones, a lot of time not touching grass. But this is a bigger problem than we think, because, it's 2024. But did you know that in 1986, there was a VHS called Rent-A-Friend that was designed just for lonely people? So you could get this VHS tape and you could watch it and you would feel like you have a friend. And I felt like we should watch this today. And
we all have a friend.
Yes, because we all need to have friends today. So I'll say, Warren, I would like for you to react to this naturally as we go through. Okay.
Got it.
Here we go.
I'm Sam, and basically I'm here because I want to be your friend. What's your name?
Warren.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about you now. Like, where are you from?
What's that, Warren?
I'm trying to keep up with this guy. He's weirding me out though a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm from North Carolina.
He just wants to know a little bit about you, buddy.
I'm from North Carolina.
That's a nice part of the country. Any pets?
No.
I'm a cat person myself. Yeah. Tell me about your parents. I bet they're really neat. You know, was your mother overprotective by any chance?
No.
I don't know. Is there guilt in your family at all by any chance?
No.
I tell you, friendship is filled with surprises, and you just blew me away with that one.
This guy gives me serial killer vibes. I'm sorry.
Right? That ending reminded me a bit of DSP. Oh, the camera's on?
I had so much cringe at like 44 seconds when he lets out that big sigh, and I'm just like,
we're done.
Got you 30 seconds ago. Calm down.
I mean, maybe we should do this. We should get a hold of this actual VHS tape, and maybe we should do a reaction to it. I would love, Blabs, for you to go through and answer all this guy's questions and have this parasocial relationship with this guy.
No. He's terrifying. Did you not see his like sigh of happiness? I'm like, dude, whoa.
You don't want to trust this guy?
No, look at him.
That's
He's like
the
an
new
evil
BFF.
Mr. Potato Face. Hard no.
I love his sweater.
It's awesome, right?
His sweater is awesome, but yeah, no. The rest of him, not so much.
Oh, man.
That is what I'm saying. The
That
camera's
just
on.
no.
Mm-mm.
Just no.
What is he doing? Where are his hands?
I tell you, friendship is filled with surprises, and you just blew me away with that one.
Yes.
You notice his choice of words too? Nuh-uh. Mm-mm.
You know, I think we can take some of these things here. You know, friendship is really, it's full of surprise. I think we take these little clips and we add them to the show. Like we have our drops. I think those are great. Oh my God.
He's like
So
the
anyways.
anti-Mr. Rogers, though. Like the inverted version of Mr. Rogers.
The
Where Mr.
serial
Rogers,
killer
you're
version.
like, oh, I instantly trust you. You're so wholesome. And this is like the complete reverse of that.
Yes.
The same sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a dollar store.
Dollar
Okay.
store.
Dollar
That
store
was
for
big
rubbish.
money. Big money back in the 80s, Warren. I'll tell you what, you invested in your sweaters. you in a major way. Well, just remember that if you are lonely, people have been lonely for their entire lives. And in the 80s, they tried to rectify it, and it didn't work out very, very well. All right, man, great stuff today. Loving it. Also awesome is Ian came in with 10 gifted memberships. If you guys got gifted membership from Ian, make sure you guys say thanks. Consider paying it forward. Ian, thank you so much. That is spectacular. You're going on the wall as purple today, my friend.
Don't forget to do it. It's Ian.
Ew.
That's such a sad ew. Whatever.
Ew. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate that. That's outstanding. Also, John came in. Says, Warren, appreciate you. Would love to see more of the bromance with Chris Gore flourish. Oh, you got a romance with Chris Gore?
Yeah, Chris Gore's awesome. Yeah, I just got to go on his show finally because I've been watching his stuff for years in film school, grad school. Yeah, he's awesome.
Dude, he's getting over his medical issues that he's been having. But
that was scary.
Yeah.
Very scary stuff. Well, listen, what if we can get you guys in the same room? You guys can bro down.
I would love that.
Bro cha-cha, as they say.
No, the Utes don't say bro cha-cha.
Mm-mm.
No?
Yeah, I never heard that, Blubs.
Oh, well, I did. That must be my era thing. Bro cha-cha.
I'm just gonna throw this out
Ignore
there.
me. It's fine.
At no point did anybody ever say bro cha-cha, Blabs.
I've heard it before.
I've
Where did you
never
hear it?
heard that.
When I was in school.
What
How
kind
do
of
you do, fellow kids? Yeah.
Bro, no, I've never heard that.
Can't take her seriously with the bucket hat. It's just really like, I think Bro Cha-Cha got left in the decade that bucket hats got left in. Sorry, Blabs, I love you, but
She's roasting the bad bitch.
you gotta ask for it.
Blabs, question for you, and I don't mean
no.
to. I just this school that you went to. Did you ride on a regular bus or a really small bus?
I rode on the really big bus. Thank you.
Was it really big, Blabs, or was it? Really...
Yeah, it was.
Okay, just making
And
sure. Bro,
sometimes I
Cha-Cha.
didn't even take the bus because I had friends to pick me up.
That's right. Oh, my friend took me. It was great. They were my bro chachas. Matthew came in with the 20. It says, if I could make a suggestions of who you should have on this show, You guys have already heard from the creator, Mally Mouse. She's a younger creator who agrees with a lot of things you guys are talking to for someone who's young. Yeah, I'd love to have Mally on. Mally Mouse is great. She's very based and stud. Yes, absolutely. We'd love to have Mally on. Melodic also came back as a new member to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you very much. Christian came in and says, my pastor won't wasn't allowed to continue to rent a building for the church just because he liked to tweet from Charlie Kirk. Wow. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it, man. Jacob came in, says, likes kind of overlap with retweets / repost. So I can see why they want to change things, even if I look at the likes people made more in comparison. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like in the like a retweet carries more weight. Like you got to earn a retweet to really like. If you really like a retweet's like a really like, right? But the like is like, okay, I kind of agree on it, I guess. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the like versus retweet dichotomy going on, Warren?
I think the retweet feature it's brilliant. It's like why I think videos often get way more engagement on X. Because on YouTube, there's no ability to do something like that. But yeah, you're right. It's two different. It's very different actions. It becomes very public when you retweet.
What's it take, Lorena, to earn your retweet over a like?
Retweet. It's got to be something really good, like so good that I want to inundate my followers with it. Like seeing things like the character actor over at Disney World as Elastigirl kicking her leg up like she's a stripper.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna retweet that.
I'm sorry. That sounds like something we need to share. Is that available? No.
All right, I'll go to Lorena's Twitter. We'll get it.
Yeah, see, that's a great use of a retweet right there. Thanks, Lorena. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I am the Icarus came in with the two. Says we hesitantly like all of our frontman's tweets. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Don't retweet them though. Kratos came back, says, hey, court of law, Warren did nothing wrong. He's just a normal man. He's just an innocent man. It's not like he say he'd turn his son gay on Twitch. That's right, Kratos. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Facts. Never said it. Facts.
Facts, bro, cha-cha.
Lord J says, this whole like thing is a Band-Aid fix to a much bigger societal problem that is born of overexposure to social media. Good stuff, Lord J. Not wrong. Matthew came back, says, there were quality of life enhancement in Mario Galaxy 2. Why would you not want more levels of the best 3D game ever made? No. To be clear, I very much liked Mario Galaxy 2 because it was very much like Mario Galaxy 1. I thought it was great. Very much so. So, what's your thought on that, baby? All right. I love it. And Ian came in with the 50 European monies.
That's British pounds.
Yeah.
Papa money.
Hashtag bring back bro cha-cha.
I think it takes more than 50 pounds to bring back bro cha-cha.
That's right. You hear that, Ian? There you go. Magic says more.
I have the stripper video ready for you if you don't want to enjoy it, Craig.
Yeah, I would love to check this out.
I turned the sound off just in case.
Wow.
Ex-stripper at Disney.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But you have to put the song I'm in Love with a Stripper by T-Pain. You have to put that over this. Yeah.
Isn't that impressive?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and I don't think that there's like a 6'2" inch guy who's Miss Elastic right there. I'm just unlike the evil queen that we've seen over at Disney. I don't think there's a dude in that outfit. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So.
Never know.
Hey, Ministry of Dinosaurs came in at the 5. Says it does end. If it does end up as court evidence, Your Honor, my client pleads that the Doom music was playing. There you go. Thanks, Ministry of Dinosaurs. Appreciate that. And Tyrant picked up the Blabs at Karaoke bar staff t-shirt. Says, sorry, Blabs, I'll buy your shirt, but I'd never use that bucket hat. So I'll have to pass on that one. Thank you very much, Tyrant. Appreciate that. Honey Badger came in and says, Blabs, you're the real bro-tato.
Thanks, man. I like potatoes.
Brotato. Charitard came in and says, I asked you to bring Nick on. He might, but he might need an intervention before then. Also, getting some toppy on his Rumble stream doesn't help his image. Some toppy? Well, Charitard, I don't expect Nick to come on anytime soon. He did decline after speaking with his team yesterday, but the invite is open. If you'd like to come on and share, we'll have him on for sure.
Was he talking about that Nick or another Nick?
Oh, maybe Nick Ricada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let me, I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff with Nick that's going on. Nick Ricada that's been going on. No?
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's just say this. He's in bad shape, and we will support him as best we can, and he needs help. So Nick, we're rooting for you, buddy, and we'll leave it at that. So Josh came in and says, not sure how old Blabs is, but Brochacho was definitely a thing. Brochacho was definitely a thing in Southern Arizona in late 2000s high school. Josh, it was never a thing ever.
It was a thing, I swear, bro.
It sounds like you didn't want to say muchacho, so you said brochacho.
Brochacho. You know, it's all the same.
That definitely sounds like a Taco Bell. Something on the $2
Yes,
menu.
it does.
Can I have 3 brochachos and an extra cheese gordito?
Well, I want to point it out that I did tweet it out on the Side Scrollers Twitter. That's doing fairly decent already. So
Yeah, sure it is.
Brochacho, somebody put it as a Wiktionary word. A blend of bro and muchacho.
Well, yeah. Yes, that is how words work.
It's a thing, Craig. It's a thing. It happened. Let it go.
I love everything about it. Okay. Hey, speaking of things that happen, look, do you guys watch Theo Vaughn? Do you guys know who Theo Vaughn is? He's the comedian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of has this like redneck kind of look to him, right? And he's very, very blunt and to the point. His podcast is brilliant in that he brings on people that he wants to talk to, not that are like going to get great clicks, but they always end up doing great because he had like a carny on the other day, and they talked about all the different carnival rides that like can kill you and things like that. So awesome. He brought in like a fireman, and they just talked about people getting burnt to death and things like that. It's like really fun, but he also has like comedians on. Well, apparently he started to have call-ins on his show, which is something that I've always loved having call-ins, but you can't really have a call-in on YouTube because people can say things that can get you demonetized or something and endanger your channel. So it's pretty dangerous to do that. With that said, he did accept this phone call, and I just wanted to play it because I literally laughed out loud when I heard this. So here we go. 28 seconds.
Hey, Theo, I had a question for you. I didn't know what you would do. Me and my wife tried out a threesome with another girl, and turns out she likes girls now. And then we tried a threesome with another dude, and it turns out I kind of like dudes, so we're thinking about going our separate ways. What would you do?
Well, y'all gay, bro.
That's really.
I gotta follow this guy.
He's awesome.
He's outstanding. Like what? You know what? He's a wordsmith, just like Blabs over here. Our brochacho, our bad bitch brochacho over here.
Y'all gay, brochachos.
Oh, gay.
That's great stuff. I mean, so eloquent in just such a few words, able to nail it with a bro at the end. All right, sorry. Anybody else got anything before we move on from that?
No.
Okay.
Pull yourself together, Craig.
All right, it's so fucking funny. It's great, brilliant. All right, raise your hand if you've ever heard. Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Atari and/or Intellivision before. Have you ever heard of these brands before?
Atari, yeah.
Okay.
Both.
So Atari and Intellivision are two of the oldest of G's when it comes to the video game space. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, the Atari and Intellivision were going at it. This was Nintendo versus Sega before Nintendo versus Sega. This was Sony versus Microsoft before Sony versus Microsoft, right? Well, they have been rivals since the late 70s, and today that rivalry is effectively over, as Atari has purchased Intellivision, which is very interesting, but not the delayed Amico console, which you guys probably don't know what the Amico is, and we're not going to get into all that nonsense that's going along with it. But this is kind of interesting stuff, as it's a big acquisition. The purchase includes the rights to more than 200 titles in the Intellivision portfolio from back in the day, and this is 45 years uniting Atari and Intellivision after 45 years, and the longest running console war in history, says Mike Micca, studio head of Digital Eclipse, the Atari-owned game studio behind the Atari 50th anniversary collection. This is a very rare opportunity to unite former competitors and bring together fans of Atari and Intellivision and the golden age of gaming, Wade Rosen said. Atari has been a valuable partner, and we have every confidence that they will be a responsible steward of the storied Intellivision brand. We look forward to our expanded collaboration and bringing a broad array of new Atari and Intellivision titles to the Amico and Amico home family gaming platforms. So, with that said, as somebody who has y'all have very, like, I'm an old head, right? I'm not going to say I was like super Atari, super Intellivision. I did have an Intellivision back in the day, but my heart starts and stops with the beginning of like the Nintendo Entertainment System, right? That's where like my video game knowledge really started to blossom. But I do appreciate what Atari and Intellivision brought to the table. As those who really don't care about either of these brands, does this interest you at all, Lorena?
No. I mean, the only reason I got an Intellivision is because my dad screwed up and didn't give me the Atari that I asked for. Atari had a much bigger catalog, and Intellivision seemed to have better graphics, but in the end, no. I'm just down with Nintendo and PC Master Race right here. Back here. So I could really care less. It's games are basically going to have to blow the dust off,
right,
and try to make appealing to a wider audience. And how are you going to catch up with the likes of Nintendo? I don't think so.
What's interesting about this is the idea that and there's a much bigger story here about this Amico console that they're talking about. Now, there have been people online who have been really critical of me about this because so the guy who originally announced this Amico console, without going too deep into this, was this guy named Tommy Tallarico, who's been in the video game industry for a long time. A lot of people like him. A lot of people say that he's a fraudster, right? But he was a musician, and he announced that he had, I think, more or less acquired the Intellivision brand, and they were going to release this console. And then COVID hit, and everything slowed down, and whatever. Anyways, I had a chance to play this Amico console a long time ago, like at press event, and for what they were looking to do with it, which was not beat like Sony or Microsoft, but to be an alternative, what they actually wanted to do, at least what was told to me, was they wanted it to be like a console that can go in like hospitals and nursing homes and be like an alternative for like these really kind of plug and play games. I was like, it sounds like a pretty good idea. It seems pretty logical and stuff, because we're not talking about, The Last of Us here. We're talking about, games that you can pick up and just play very easily. But this acquisition does not include the console itself, which is intriguing to see. And that's been a whole drama in itself. And some people have actually asked to have Tommy on the show and do a sit down interview with him, which I think in time could actually happen. But we'll see. Anyways, Warren, do you have any thoughts or cares about the Atari and Intellivision merger?
Not too much. I mean, I was always the PlayStation. Mine started with PlayStation 1. So for you, it was Nintendo. Me, it's PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, vintage games and everything, not really. Not too much. Sometimes it's fun for the novelty, but not.
Right. It's funny. I see like BLT came in and says, Craig, wow, Craig, you bought that? Well, I mean, yeah, that's what they told me that was going to be for. Why would I not believe what they tell me? You know, like I can only take someone at their word, you know? So either way, I listen, I don't know. I played it a couple times. So, and people are like still like upset at me. Like the chat right now is upset. Even just bringing up the the Amico, people like, "Rawr!" It's like, okay, just relax, y'all. I legit don't care that much at all. So there you go. All right, let's go to a story that that is quite interesting, and this has been a ongoing saga over the last decade or so, where there have been accusations levied against one person and or a company, and those company and or person has to account for those accusations. And if you recall, not too long ago, it was back in August, where Linus Tech Tips. Do you guys know the Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel? Have you guys ever heard of this channel before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're talking about a very big channel. This is not just like one dude. This is a dude with an entire team that has a big old office, and you know, we're talking about like we're past the point of YouTube channel. We're at a corporation, 15.6 million subscribers over on YouTube. So this is a powerhouse in the space. So they came out, and there were some accusations that were levied against them from a former employee, and they released a statement today over on X, more or less saying they hired a third party, and every accusation that was levied against him was seen as false, was deemed no credibility attached to it. And I wanted to read this off because I feel like this is one of those things that we've seen quite frequently in society as a whole, even outside the video game and YouTube space. But okay, yeah, they posted this yesterday, but either way, it's worth talking about. So here's the post that they made. It says, there were a series of accusations about our company last August from a former employee. Immediately following these accusations, LMG, I guess their company, hired Roper Griel, a large Vancouver-based law firm specializing in labor and employment law, to conduct a third-party investigation. Their website describes them as one of the largest employment and labor law firms in Western Canada. They work both private and public sector employees. To ensure a fair investigation, LMG did not comment or publicly release any data and asked our team members to do the same. Now the investigation is complete. We're able to provide a summary of the findings. The investigation found out claims of bullying and harassment were not sustained. Allegations that sexual harassment were ignored and not addressed were false. Any concerns that were raised were investigated. Furthermore, from reviewing our history, the investigator is confident that if any other concerns had been raised, would have investigated them. There was no evidence of, quote, abuse of power or retaliation. The individual involved may not have agreed with our decisions or performance feedback, but our actions were for legitimate work-related purposes, and our business reasons were valid. Allegations of process errors or miscommunications while onboarding this individual were partially substantiated, but the investigator found ample documentary evidence of LMG working to rectify the errors and the individual being treated generously and respectfully. When they had questions, they were responded to and addressed. In summary, as confirmed by the investigation, the allegations made against the team were largely unfounded, misleading, and unfair. With that said, in the spirit of ongoing improvement, the investigators shared their general recommendation that fast-growing workplaces should invest in continuing professional development. The investigator encouraged us to provide further training to our team about how to raise concerns to reinforce our existing workplace policies. Prior to receiving this report, LMG solicited anonymous feedback from the team in an effort to ensure there was no unreported bullying and harassment, and hosted a training session which reiterated our workplace policies and reinforced our reporting structure. LMG will continue to assess ongoing continuing education for our team. At this time, we feel our case for a defamation suit would be very strong. However, our deepest wish is to simply put all this behind us. We hope that this will be the case, given the investigators' clear findings that the allegations made online were misrepresentations of what actually occurred. We will continue to assess if there is persistent reputational damage or further defamation. This doesn't mean our company is perfect and our journey is over. We are continuously learning and trying to do better. Thank you all for being a part of our community. So, as we see in a lot of these cases where somebody goes out and they say, you're bad, that person then has to go back that person or company has to go back and, I don't know, pick up the pieces of the accusation. We've seen this many, many times where people have been canceled for things they did or didn't do. Maybe they liked a tweet, whatever, and they have to justify these actions based off an accusation right here. I don't really know how to go forward with this outside of, I feel like we've seen this many, many times before, Magick. Is this a common occurrence? And in a situation like this, when do you believe the accuser and when do you not?
I mean, I'm still going to just be kind of old school and just hold to innocent until proven guilty. I think it's on the responsibility of the accuser to provide proof or evidence that what they're saying is true. And I think it's really, I don't know how to say it, like just unfair that all the pressure is being put on the person that's being accused to kind of, prove or disprove some allegations or some attack. It's just so, just words are cheap, right? It's so easy to be like, oh, I don't like this person, let me slander or defame them, and then put it on them to prove it. So I just think that the accusers, they need to be the ones that come forward with evidence or proof of what they're accusing instead of it being put on the accused.
Lorena, what are your thoughts on this? You hear phrases like, I don't know, to go a little broader, you hear believe all women, right? But it really takes like one woman looking to extort to really blow a hole in that, right? Or in this case, believe all accusers, or these accusations have to be true. And then you see the bandwagon jump on, right? What do you think a company should do or a person should do when something like this happens? Do you think that they made the right steps, or do you feel like that they should just come out and be like, you're an idiot, what are you talking about? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I lean towards the you're an idiot, what are you talking about? I agree with Magick. It's like if you levy an accusation, the onus is on you to prove your case. Unfortunately, with this whole thing, like you were saying, with believe all women, I'm like, no, you don't believe all women. You need to prove your case. No one should just believe you by default because you happen to be a woman or whatever. That's neither here nor there. If you have something to prove, you need to come out with the proof to do that. But unfortunately, we have got this atmosphere out here where I guess most people forget common sense because common sense is not common. And it's just, did you hear? Oh, that must be true because they said it. No, it's only true if they can prove it. That's why I like when companies are just like, no, it's pretty much baseless, because you really don't know until you find out what's going on. So yeah, I just think it's ridiculous that we have this atmosphere now fueled by social media, which it is, that just because someone drops an accusation out there, you should believe them immediately. That's ridiculous.
Warren, you work in a you worked with literally minors, right? Children who are under 18, right? And we've seen this ongoing move towards words or violence, right? Did you ever, or have you ever been, this goes back to almost the Twitter discussion, but the idea of if a student or I don't know, even a friend or somebody was to accuse you of doing something that you didn't do, right? What do you think the proper response is in that situation? And let's just say let's just say professionally, right? I don't know. What do you think the proper? You know, you're extremely logical. What do you think the proper steps are?
I think the world is made up of stories, competing stories. The best story will win, but also the best story will be the best story if it's grounded in truth. And if it's grounded in truth, that gives it a power that some people will fear. And if you find yourself fearing, like as a school, if you're fearing someone speaking the truth, well, that I think you should reflect on how you're conducting yourself. I think that's a reflection on you. There's something off. I think freedom of speech is essential. Is it wrong? Because I would be a hypocrite if I were to say it's wrong for me to share my story, or I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything illegal. So perhaps this is a false parallel, but it's extremely important that I have the ability to tell the story of my own life. And I've seen great measures that document would have prevented that. The entire point of that was to prevent me from even being able to acknowledge that a document existed. And for me, it simply comes down to my ability to tell the truth is not for sale. So how do we balance all of this? I think I think everyone should have the right to tell the story of their life. So now perhaps that's not defamation though.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying this person and you're accusing them of doing something illegal. It's different to say, this was my experience. This is what I witnessed myself. This is how it was articulated to me. And perhaps this is how it's felt for me. That's not necessarily the same thing. So that would be my.
Do you feel like in a situation like this where you have a company that was accused of something that had to financially they had to hire another company, a third party, to come in and have an investigation? Let's just say they spent $50,000, right, on this investigation, right? It's a pretty good chunk of change for a YouTube company, right? Do you feel like they are justified to go after damages in a situation like this? And like, let's just say, they're talking about the defamation lawsuit, but I think personally, I feel that if you are out of pocket, X number of dollars trying to defend yourself, in addition to the reputational damage associated with it, the monetary damages as well. I don't know. What are your thoughts on them responding that way? Does it make them look bad? Does it make them look tacky? Or do you think it's justified in a situation like this?
Can you quickly just remind me what the specific accusation is?
Sure. So the accusations were of specifically they talked about sexual harassment being ignored. She said that there was sexual harassment and they just disregarded it. There was bullying and harassment, and that she said that there are any concerns that she had were not investigated, and there was investigation about abuse of power or retaliation.
I get you.
So
if she's going to move that into a court proceeding, if she's the one responsible for moving that into a court arena, that's not just telling the story of your life or sharing your experience. You're accusing them in a way that requires legal action. I would say, therefore, yeah, if you put someone through that, you're responsible for that, and you're responsible for your actions and what comes along with that. Yeah. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, like Johnny Depp sued in that. And defamation it's extremely difficult. Everything you just articulated is extremely difficult to prove. How do you prove bullying, verbal bullying? Like, there's things in my own experiences I can't prove that, and so. But she's making a specific accusation,
right?
Harassment.
Lorena, what about in the the court of public opinion, right? This didn't go to any sort of legal setting, but the court of public opinion was, hey, Linus Tech Tips is a piece of shit company to work for. Look at these giant pieces of shit, because people are like that. Anytime you see something where there's any sort of accusation, people jump on it. Oh my gosh, this Linus Tech Tips, and I don't know the first thing about it. They may be, or they may not be. I don't know. But as soon as somebody throws out some sort of allegation like that, it's a bomb that caused an explosion, and then that company's job is to go pick up the pieces of the explosion that somebody else picked. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about from their perspective? Do you feel like there is how do you clean up the mess that's been made from this?
Man, that's a good question. Cleaning up the mess, you stick to basically, the truth will eventually come out. That's pretty much what you have to do, because if you keep engaging with that, because this is the equivalent of somebody lighting a Molotov cocktail and throwing it at your business. That's what the court of opinion, pretty much public opinion, pretty much is. You just have to wait out for the facts. It's like, look, the facts will come out, and we'll just leave it at that.
So, but the problem with that, Magick, is that there's the initial spread of the blast, right? But when you try to go back and pick up the pieces, you can only, you're not going to hit the same amount of people that initially hits. There's still this cross section of people that will still believe, the results of that initial Molotov cocktail hitting, right? So your reputation is still sullied despite nothing happening. By the way, people saying there's plenty of evidence. Like, to be clear, we're speaking in generalities here, right? Where I don't know enough about Linus tech tips or tech tips are in the situation. We're speaking strictly from here. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you at the end of this, they're like, we're open to the idea of exploring defamation, but we'd rather not, right? And some people have criticized them for that. Personally, I think they should go all in and like set an example in a situation like this. They're trying to turn the other cheek. But if somebody throws a Molotov cocktail at our business, I'm throwing 10 back. Personally, that's just me. Maybe I'm too nice.
No.
Magick.
I think that each person's response to being attacked, being defamed, being canceled, I think it's a case-by-case basis. I don't think that there's just one right way to respond to it. And I mean, Lady Desiree is the one who introduced me to you all. And when she was, being attacked on social media, we had some private conversations, which obviously I won't disclose. But the summary of what I told her was, you have to decide what's right for you to do, whether that means fighting back, staying silent, leaving the scene altogether. Like, this is your story. This is your life. And nobody can make that decision for you. And the way that she responded to being canceled versus the way I responded, there's a lot of similarities, but there were some differences there. And I just don't think that there's one right way, whether that is, giving up the fight or, like you said, throw it back to them 10 times further. When I was canceled and I lost, my job and all my sponsors and all this, that, and the other thing, I kind of went back and I basically made a statement that said these were all open contracts, which is true. So legally, I didn't have any recourse. And so I decided to leave it at that, even though a lot of people were saying, you should call them out or you should have a lawsuit, this, that, and the other thing. For me, it was the right decision based off of my goals to not try to attack back. And with that, I was giving up the idea. I chose to not defend myself, basically, in the face of all of these accusations. In a sense, I felt like the ones that were trying to bully me and push me out, it would only be kind of fueling the fire for me to fight back. And at that time, I just decided I was going to stand my ground. I wasn't going to admit to something I hadn't done, but I wasn't going to feed into the controversy any further. So I don't know if that answers your question. I think that it's honestly a case-by-case basis whether you decide to fight back or seek even legal recourse. I think it depends on what that situation looks like.
And there's different ways to fight, Yeah. People may think that you're giving up, and it's just like, no, I'm actually rethinking my strategy, how to come back at you.
Sure.
Yeah. This you're muted, Craig. This resonates with me super. I feel like I'm thinking to myself, gosh, is what I did defamation? If I come out and say I lost my job, this is what it's felt like in that initial video. I was like, yeah, this has sucked. Now, perhaps I understand. Perhaps that's one reason I am hesitant to identify anyone. But would that qualify as defamation? Just sharing my story, my experiences? Because you could say, well, now there's a large amount of people online that want to go protest the school or whatever it is. But what's the alternative? I mean, but is that the same thing as saying, hey, they committed these crimes? Where I'm trying to say, like, they didn't do anything illegal, which is what's very sneaky about it in some cases. Like, they're careful.
Right. Yeah, they know what they're doing until they mess up. So, well, like I said, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, not specifically about the Linus Tech Tips situation, but just as a broader societal thing. You know, we've seen this continuously, and as pointed out, you know, by Sparta Chris, as I recall, the sad incident where a man took his own life after he was accused by another man he rejected because the accused was straight. It was back during the Me Too era, right? And you see, there are actions, there are reactions that happen because of claims like this all the time, and whether it's Me Too or whether it's employment stuff or whatever, and it's a mess. I mean, that's the only way to say it is it's a mess, and it will continue to be. But I do think that in a situation like this, where, well, okay, in a situation maybe or may not be like this, because I don't know the full situation. I just know based off of, you know, the company's statement here. But in a situation where allegations are made and they are proven false legally, I very much agree that the people who created false claims should have harsh repercussions based off that. And that's something I feel is a giant gaping hole in specifically our legal system. But you know, you can say things, you can accuse people of things that have no repercussions if those things are not true, because they're the ones who are stuck picking up the pieces in a situation like that. So, but that's a larger discussion for another time.
Just live your life in truth, and then you don't have to worry about it. And you can just tell the truth. Don't fear the truth. If you fear the truth, you're doing something wrong.
Yes.
Can I add something real quick here, Craig?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. And this is more for Warren. Obviously, our scenarios are different. But what you said, like, if you're not afraid of the truth, you know, why do you have to hide? But one thing I told people in the midst of all the chaos was that at the end of the day, I have to live with my own conscience. I don't have to live with other people's opinions or what they say of me. And there were times that people would hurl every insult in the book at me, and I would just not accept that. I would let it bounce off of me because it didn't apply to me. And like, I am a Christian, so I have that faith to back, you know, kind of as an extra layer of protection. But the idea that you have to live with your own self and your own conscience, not with what other people say to you. Yeah. And the other thing I would say is that when you get to the point of being the center of attention, which obviously you went viral before even this, everybody's going to try to almost like weaponize your story, and they could do it for good intentions, for bad intentions, like every single angle. They're going to want to take your story and use it towards their agenda. So I just want to let you know that, like, you have the freedom to decide what your story is and how you want to tell it. And even people who might have your best like intentions at heart, they don't know what that might look like for you.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Well, Lorena, just so you know, there will be a time where you get canceled, because apparently everybody here on this show has been canceled at some point.
Oh, yeah. I will be, although it's kind of careful. They'll try to call me racist as usual, or the blackface of white supremacy. Take a pick.
Oh, yes, there you go. Congratulations, you've earned it. Way to go. Well, welcome to the club. We'll get you a bad bitch hat to put on.
Yeah, join me.
Right, bro, Chacho. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it blinged out though, with mine.
Oh, with rhinestones.
See it? Yeah, that's what I want on mine.
We'll get Swarovski rhinestones on it. It'd be fabulous.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, let's take a hard swipe. We're gonna go to some hardcore video game news now, and we have Warren here, who's a big Elden Ring player. Love Elden Ring, and we're gonna get to that in just a second because the trailer was released. But first, I want to hit some of these super chats real quick before we go. As Bass Player came in and says, Linus Tech Tips reputation was already shot when this came out. See Gamer Nexuses for details. Right. I said, the conversation was more the idea of talking about broader than just Linus Tech Tips. So hopefully you guys got that. Neon Suspenders coming in with the Helldivers call to action. Thank you so much, Neon Suspenders. And by the way, we're going to be talking about Helldivers in just a second as their CEO has stepped down. By the way, Crimson Law came in with the $20 super chat. Says Blabs needs to rent a brochacho.
No, but somebody in the chat said that one is the side scroller was brochacha hat coming, and I'm like, oh, we should totally do like a hat or shirt. Side scroller's brochacho.
No.
I tried, chat. I tried.
Look,
I got down.
The one person who wants a brochacho hat, like, what? No.
Yeah.
The only way I'd do it is if in my mind I see some like hipster design of nachos on your shirt that
or on a hat
spells out
brochacho.
I don't know. It maybe on a Taco Bell menu board or something.
Chat said we're just normal brochachos.
Ridiculous. Anyways, all right. James came in and says, not that anyone cares, but it seems like Alyssa McCarthy lost her blue check mark on X. Well, that could be for a number of different reasons. Yeah, that could be. She could have changed her profile picture, or could have stopped paying for it. It's not like you earn it these days. You can just have it. I pay for mine. It's great. Channel Mac says, "Hello, fellow brochachos."
How do you do, fellow brochachos?
No, we're just normal men.
We're just normal men.
All right.
We're normal brochachos also.
If Blabs got a bucket hat that said brochacho, which I'm against the idea, by the way, but if she put it on top of her bad bitch hat, then it would be like a double layered bucket hat situation.
It'd be like a burrito thing going on.
Exactly.
Once
That's
again,
the only way I'm for it.
furthering the Taco Bell menu board idea, right?
It's the children's recipe or whatever it is.
Can I have the bad bitch brochacho? Yeah, that'll be $7.99, sir. There we go. 5 years ago, it was $1.99. Thanks, inflation. Graph came in and says, "For the love of Pete, hashtag cancel Disney Plus." Hey, thanks, Graph Web. Appreciate your letting everybody know occasionally. Nick says, "I'm something of a brochacho myself." No.
Look at Warren. He's like, why did I agree to this?
Warren knows brochachos are not a thing. They're not a thing at all. Miku says, what are those brands? I only know ColecoVision. Yeah, Intellivision and ColecoVision's that's OG as well. Genetically upgraded YouTuber says, "Nice stream and guest here. Quality content." Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's good to see you, DSP. Miku came in and says, "How are third parties supposed to be paid/hired?" I'm guessing you're thinking with Linus Tech Tips. I don't know. But usually you hire people based off of their ability to do a good job. Unless, you work at a major video game corporation, then you need to be some sort of check mark or something. Thank you, Miku. DB came in and says, "The innocent don't run unless chased by the guilty." There you go, DB. Thank you very much. Zamazi says, "Remember when brochachos were 2 for $1? No.
No.
Melodic Method came in with the 10, says, "We're just normal brochachos." Sure. No. Done. Lord J says, "See you at brochachos." See you brochachos in Dallas. Also, Blabs Lint Biscuit called. They want their hat back.
No, it's mine now.
That was good.
Nice. Yes, if you'd like to roast Blabs today, you absolutely can.
Thanks,
Delta.
Greg. They don't need your permission.
I already have. So
yeah,
Good
see,
point.
it's like an open. Go for it. That's fine.
That's right.
I
Every day.
can't give them my permission. It's the internet.
Permission is consent, Blabs. They need to have consent before they start roasting you.
I mean, they do it with or without my consent. Let's be real.
That's a good point. Good point. Delta came in with the one, says, "I'm shocked. I thought Linus kidnapped a woman from America and forced her to work in at a Canadian tech company for half a year. I don't know, Delta. I don't know." And Mercenary says, "Can Lorena get WDW Pro on Craig's show for an interview? It would be a great meeting of the minds because I feel both WDW Pro and Side Scrollers have a lot in common. that need to be explored. Please, we need as much unity against the woke. Yeah, I know WDW Pro. I've been on their show before, and with Valiant and all that. So, but yeah, we should absolutely have like whenever there's Disney news, we should absolutely bring on WD.
Oh, and Mousetrap news.
Mousetrap news, yes.
I freaking love those. It's so funny.
Mousetrap is the Onion of Disney news. That's what they do.
They posted this reel on Instagram the other day where it was basically how it was like a cross-dressers or something like that dressing up as Disney princesses. It was hilarious. And like, this is what's happening at Disney, and people actually thought it was real. Wild.
Aiden came in with the 5. Says people who committed false allegations and false accusations, both men and women, should face harsher penalties, including a mandatory 15-year prison sentence. On a side note, the Stars are going to war against the Oilers. Go Stars! Aiden, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Go Stars. Also, Mavs up 1-0 in their series. Let's go. Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate that. Gunmetal Wolf says, when investigation paid by LTT parent be a conflict of interest? I agree, doubt without receipts, and I understand that, but who's really going to pay for that investigation, right? People are like, it needs to be investigated. Had they investigated it internally and done their own thing, then people would have cast a doubt on it. So, like, what do you do? What do you do? Once again, it's a no-win situation when somebody says, you did this. And you're like, no, I didn't. Well, then investigate it. Well, how do you want me to investigate it? Well, don't do it internally. Okay, well, I'll hire them. But you hired them. So it is what it is. Bleeds when shot says this conversation is nice, but all the automaton menace is still threatening Super Earth. I'll mark it on the map. Yes, go get a good drop in there. Take care of those automaton. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Durnus came in and says, if first hat sells 100, then Brochacho hat is a must.
How many hats have we sold for Blab's Tower Shard hat?
We have not sold nearly enough Blabs. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I tried, chat.
Listen, if we sell 100, I don't know. Here's the problem, Blabs.
Mm-hmm.
When we do an event, which there will be a side scrollers event in time, right? A side scrollers event where we bring in all of our friends and everything. You know what I don't want?
A bunch of brochachos? How rude!
I don't want a bunch of dudes wearing freaking Blabs the Tower Tart bucket hats walking around.
Why not? We could be like an army of bucket hats.
Are there like human-sized taco suits that you can wear, like a big, and then you just put brochacho right on the front?
I don't want to wear a taco suit. It'd be so hot. You'd be like, ugh.
Short sleeve.
Yeah. Like a wife beater taco suit.
Oh my gosh.
The brilliance of the show continues to unfold.
Warren and Lorraine are like, we're done. We're done.
I'm starting to come around to this idea a little bit.
I got Magick on my side.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give into it, Magick. Don't do it. Listen, you know it's a bad idea. It's ridiculous.
Such Ian in the chat says we're just innocent tards.
It's true. Speak for yourself, Ian. Gunmetal says fair point. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. Appreciate the conversation. That's good stuff. All right. Listen, Warren, you, my friend, you got to be excited as Elden Ring, the DLC is coming. Man, I'll tell you, how many hours do you think you have in Elden Ring?
Over 300.
Ooh.
I shouldn't say that publicly. This might be in court, but I can't believe
you legally are bound to it now. But they released the trailer here, and people have some very high expectations for this that are coming out. Elden Rings, some people say it's the perfect game. It is a perfect video game, storytelling, chaos. It's Dark Souls in an open world. And the DLC is coming, and it's the only DLC that they're going to get. One DLC, that's it. Shadow of the Erd Tree. Did I say that right? Erd Tree?
Mm-hmm. Erd Tree.
Yeah, Erd Tree. Yeah.
Okay. Lorena, did you play Elden Ring too as well? Elden Ring as well?
I did not play Elden Ring. I just got back into gaming, I would say, probably within the past 4 months, because life took over, so I've been getting back into it.
Sure.
So I'd heard about Elden Ring, around the same time that Hogwarts Legacy came out, but I went to Hogwarts Legacy first. But it's gorgeous. So many people love playing it. I'm like, yeah, I got to upgrade my PC game before I can play the likes of Elden Ring. So I was really excited to hear about this DLC. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get both of them together so I can lose a couple of days playing this.
Well, the DLC drops June 21st, so just a little bit under a month away. Warren, what are your thoughts on the DLC, the trailer, the idea of the Elden Ring DLC?
Well, I mean, when you look at the trailer, as far in Elden Ring, the story, I'll be honest, when I look at I don't know what the hell the story is, and that's okay. Like, I mean, there's hours of lore video on YouTube exploring it, so perhaps the story is a masterpiece. So, I mean, the brilliance of Elden Ring is that everything is intentional, so that's not accidental. That I look at that trailer and, you know, I imagine if I deep dive enough, but no, after all those hours I just described, I still couldn't really articulate what the story is, you know, but it's the gameplay it's a masterpiece. It's by far the best gameplay experience I've ever encountered, and the innovation that it brings, the beauty that it brings. You know, Elon Musk famously said it's as though it was made by aliens. It's so good. And I have never played anything like that, where there's no indication of what to do, where to go. Like, it's a unique experience. So we've been waiting for this for quite some time, and it does not surprise me that there's only going to be one drop, no more DLC, because that's how the masters roll in Japan. They're very intentional. They do it once, they do it right. In this case, FromSoft, you know, and George R.R. Martin helped create. I just said I have no idea what the hell the story is, but he did apparently had a hand to play within the world building there. So I'm very excited to dive back into the world of Elden Ring.
Have you heard? People talk about the length of this DLC. Did you hear that the soundtrack for the DLC, Warren, is going to have it already has 30 songs, 30 new songs. So it kind of gives you an idea of the length of this thing. It's going to be pretty mighty, and this DLC will be very vast.
I hope so. I have no idea what to expect, and I like it that way. I'm just really excited. Like, yeah, I imagine it's going to be huge.
Mark in the chat says, I can probably explain Elden Ring lore, but it would take time. And here's the thing. If Mark is saying it's going to take time, that's going to take some sweet-ass time. I'll tell you that right now, Mark. That's great. Well, it's coming up next month. People are very excited about it. I'm excited for it. Maybe after I finish playing Donkey Kong Country 3, I can actually move on to something that was created in the last, I don't know.
Have you played Elden Ring, Craig?
No, I haven't.
God.
But I really enjoyed the Dark Souls games. I'm a Dark Souls fan. I know everyone says I do, and you know what? Maybe in June, leading up to the DLC, is a great opportunity to do so. Just saying.
Perfect
Magick,
time.
did you play?
No, but I watched the trailer and I did a little bit of researching, and I was like, okay, wait, now I really want to play it. So I'm kind of on the hunt for my next RPG, because I main Halo Infinite in first-person shooters, but I like to have an RPG like on the side for when I don't feel like dealing with multiplayer. So I definitely have my eyes on the game because of this trailer.
Right. Well, people are stoked. It's going to be huge. It'll definitely be the biggest game on Twitch and X and YouTube and everywhere else. And dude over on Rumble says, wait, Craig has played DKC3 this week. Could have fooled me. I know. This week I haven't been able to play any of the. I haven't been able to play over on the Plays channel. Be able to explain that more later on. Mark came in, says, Blabs, if you need a guitar player for your Limp Bizkit cover band, I do own a 7-string guitar.
Thanks.
I'm positive that the memers are going to come in and put you in Limp Bizkit. That'd be outstanding. Kalichi one says, Warren, did you beat Melania?
I did.
Melania. Oh my God, not Melania.
Melania. Yeah, you're not gonna believe this, but it's because I was OP. I just leveled up so high, and I had the thumb shield. I beat her first try.
Wow.
But I was just overpowered. and I
What
have
is
the
that?
shield.
Wow.
The shield
that's like the
allows you
final
to just
boss.
hold the shield up and use a spear mechanism, and you can just continuously block. So it's kind of cheesing if you just. It takes a lot of grinding, which is why there's so many hours. A lot of grinding to get to that level of power. But I did technically beat her first try.
Okay. So this is the final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say like,
it's
how would I know?
difficult.
I haven't played it. I don't know.
No. No one's saying anything. I'm just saying, wow.
Have you
Like
heard of
it's
Let Me
impressive to have
Solo Her?
Warren.
The Let Me Solo Her legend? The dude who like he logs on and just helps people beat this boss, and he's just wearing underwear with no armor and 2 swords, and he's like an artist, and he became a legend, a viral legend. They made him a character in the game. People dress up as him and he wears a pot on his head, and he just like look at this video like at some point, and it's got music, and he's just like stand back, and he just runs in. Everybody's just watching it, freaking out. He goes in just naked and just takes her down by himself. Let Me Solo Her is his username. He just does that over and over and over. He's a legend.
All right. So this is it, huh?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an artist.
So he's playing the naked one. Right here.
Yeah, because the idea is you're so good, you don't have to wear armor. You're not going to get hit.
Right.
Oh shoot.
If he gets hit, he gets one-shotted. He's dead.
Yeah, this very much looks like this very much is Dark Souls. I mean, to a T almost. So same HUD, same everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And you
good
see
stuff,
the people in the background just like, and they can emote, and they're just in awe. This went super viral. I don't know if it's this exact copy of it, but it's a cool story. Check it out.
Fun. That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, that's coming up soon, and always it's cool to see those memes come out of the game. Let's move on to another story. I know we've been kind of rolling here, but I definitely wanted to hit this because it's in our thumbnail today, and it's important that we talk about it. But it's not all doom and gloom, as Helldivers 2 has been probably the viral hit of the year this year. That and Pal World really popped off. Helldivers 2 has been really, really interesting to play. It's been fun. I don't have a whole lot of time with it, but the time that I've played with it, it has been fun to play. And it's a great co-op game. You get together, you shoot a lot of bugs, shoot a lot of automatons, the robots and stuff. And it's a great like team game to play. And it's had some interesting news. It's had some controversies associated with it, but for the most part, the company behind it, Arrowhead, has done a pretty good job of navigating the space. They had the thing with Sony a few weeks ago with the login, and that was a big mess. But for the most part, Arrowhead has done their best to handle it as best they can. But the CEO is now stepping down from Arrowhead, which scares a lot of people. But he's stepping down for all the right reasons, as Johan Pilestead is stepping down at Arrowhead and becoming the chief content officer, because he wants to focus on the game instead of the business of the games, which is he put out a tweet about this, which I think is pretty freaking awesome, if I'm being very honest here. I think it's a really, really interesting thing here. The CEO of Helldivers 2, developer Arrowhead Game Studios, Johan Pilestead, is stepping down from the role so he can spend more time working on the game and remaining close to the community. Pilestead will take the new role of Chief Creative Officer going forward, and the new CEO appointed. So there was a lot of questions about it, and he posted, but what about me and my involvement in Helldivers 2? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm taking the role of Chief Creative Officer, which means I'm spending more time with my team and 100% of my focus on the games and community. And some people responded. Some thought it was initially announcing he would step down. But he replied, "Nah, not nearly done, but I care more about the weapon balance than quarterly business reviews." So pretty great stuff. I think this is a really, really positive move. And you're at a point with, in most businesses, the CEO started the company with the idea of, this is what I love to do. And then things start creeping in as you continue to grow, and you have an opportunity to take on more responsibilities, and you have to deal with quarterly business reviews and all this stuff. Whereas in this situation, you see Johan go and be like, I just want to work on the game. I want to work on the weapon balance. I don't know, y'all's thoughts on this. Is this something that is you think, well, I mean, it goes without saying, I think that this will be better for the game as a whole and the community as a whole. But I don't know, just your overall thoughts on this. Let's start with you, Lorena.
Well, I'll say as someone who's worked in IT and in that sort of software development environment, I've seen some CEOs where they're so bogged down in the everyday to-day nonsense that's going on that they kind of miss the days when they can either get into the code or sit with the gamers. It's like, no, we pay you too much. Let them do that. And I've been in a situation where it's like, okay, if I could just get in the code and do this, we're like, no, we're paying you too much. Let the other people, do that. So I think overall, this is a really good move because you get away from the balance sheets and the status and you focus on the creative things about the game, what makes it good, what makes it not good. Get to sit with your developers and say, hey, if you could fix X, Y, and Z, what would it be? And getting into the guts of that and understanding the experience rather than running the company. So I think it's a good step.
Magick?
I think there's definitely speculation because you never know from these press release how much of it is what they say is really what's happening. So I guess I'm always a little bit skeptical, but from face value, I'm gonna agree with Lorena that it looks good. He wants to be more hands-on in what's important to him, and that's a positive thing. But I just always have a little bit of skepticism that there's more to the story than what we're seeing. And also, Craig, how do you say the robot enemies again?
Isn't it automaton?
That was automatons.
Okay.
Magic is right. Craig is
automaton. Yeah.
It's bugs and robots. How's that?
I like it. You said both of those words right. Good job.
Yeah. You know what I can't say? Brochacho. There you go. I can't say that.
Everybody can say that one.
Warren, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think there's something nefarious going on here, or is this just a guy making a move because he loves developing games?
I mean, there's no way to really know. Maybe it's all the debacle that occurred, a few weeks ago. But I give them props for at least recovering, though I think it just came from public pressure. They realized they screwed up. Perhaps he's getting the blame for that and being scapegoated. There's no way to really know. I don't really think it's going to make a huge difference. Either way, I don't really know, though, to be honest. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Right. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Well, either way, I think it will benefit the game, whether there was something nefarious or some other reason why he pushed it. Yeah, I think you may be right. He's like, I'm just tired of dealing with all this bullshit. Can I just play games? Or make games? That's really what it comes down to. Which, hey, good for him. Good for him. That's awesome. All right. We got some super chats here, but we do have some something else we want to share with you guys from our friends within our sphere, but we'll get to that in just a second. Darian says, Craig, you need to sell Blab's hat at the Ripperverse meetup. Stock up, bro, Chacho. Thanks, Darian. By the way, yeah, so there's going to be a meetup here in the Dallas area that I'm going to be at June 8th, and details about that, it's on my X. It's a Ripperverse meetup with Gary will be there, Jeremy from Neurotic will be there.
Jeremy from Neurotic?
No, I said Gary from Nerdrotic. Jeremy
no, but
from.
You just said Jeremy from.
You said Jeremy, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
You know what you meant.
I see a lot of things that I don't actually know. So there you go. But yes, so a lot of people are going to be there. Hey, Go On Commander, thank you so much. Appreciate for becoming a brand new member, and I like your avatar of no panties apparently. All right, very good. Yeah, we're.
This is the guy from the Elden Ring.
Yeah, right.
He's just using the bucket.
That's right. Bass player says, "Do it once." From Software has been making the same game for over a decade now. Yeah, it just got a little bit better every single time, and that's the one thing about this. It's like the re-release of Madden almost. It's just with the new adventure. If you go back to the old Dark Souls games,
But there was a drastic leap between Elden Ring and the previous Dark Souls games because this was open world and. They entered into a new realm with this one, I think.
Right. That's the overwhelming agreement on that. The Orange Man says, okay, fuck, marry, kill for the ladies. Guts from Berserk, Mario from Mario, Blade from Marvel.
I can't answer this without ever seeing Blade or Guts from Berserk. I know what they look like, but I've never watched the media.
I need
Go off the looks.
context.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's fuck, marry, or kill.
Okay. So
Those
you
characters.
Okay.
okay, hold on. So you have to F one of them, kill one of them, marry the other one. I'm not going to pull up Mario, right?
Okay.
But I am going to give you guys. I'll give you ladies.
Doesn't Guts have like a massive six pack?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad. You wouldn't be able to kill him, so don't try and kill him.
Yeah.
Here, okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's kind of
Berserk.
scary. But,
All right. All right. We got Mario.
Okay.
And then we got Blade. And Blade is Blade's awesome.
Yeah,
and then Mario.
wow.
So ladies gotta do
Listen, I'm
one.
gonna kill Mario.
Wow.
Nah, Mario's too practical, so I'll marry Mario, but
Same.
definitely kill
Oh,
Blade
really?
because I do not want to be around some dude you don't know when he could flip and use you for a snack. So no, and Guts.
Wait,
well, that's pretty.
who's
obvious.
gonna use you as a snack? Blade?
Yeah.
Oh
Hey.
my.
I don't trust that dude.
Tell you right now.
No,
As
no.
Blade says, hey, some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. That's the line. That's the line right there. Hey, I'm gonna chime in on this. So I'm gonna marry Mario because he's dependable and will always come. He'll always be there.
Exactly.
He'll always come and rescue
He's
you.
like
Yes.
the OG just hero that every girl wants. Like,
Yeah.
no
Right.
matter, like
And fix your
no
plumbing.
distance too far for Mario.
No, he's too short. Sorry.
Yeah, and the other ones I could care less. I'll do or kill either one of those guys if I was a female. All right.
Mm-hmm.
In
Thanks.
Power World,
Guts.
no
Mine
homo.
would be Guts, and I
You
don't care about the others.
You would Guts what?
I like Guts, so whatever the
You gonna marry him?
Yeah, I'd go with that one for that. If I was the lady.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's awesome. Berserk is cool.
Jeff says, as a brown guy, let me tell y'all, my abuela made the best brochachos. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. It's wonderful. Tyrus Rex came into the fight. Says, does Blabs know about the Alabama Hot Pocket? And Tyrus, no, I don't think today is a good time to find out what the Alabama
I'm
Hot
not Googling, but I just know what a Hot Pocket is. It's a food.
Yes, that's true, but I guarantee the Alabama Hot Pocket is probably not.
I'm not Googling. I'm not doing it today. It's not Friday.
It sounds like something on Urban Dictionary, and usually if it's on Urban Dictionary, you're better off not knowing what it is.
Yes. Story of my life.
We've learned that. Yes, that has been a consistent theme here on the show. Blab's learning all sorts of things. Nathan came in and says, as an Elden Ring fanboy, I highly recommend looking up Purest Gold by Miracle of Myral of Sound. It's a fantastic fan song among many Soulsborne songs. All right, thanks, Nathan. Appreciate that. Purest Gold. And Blabs is from Sergeant Schultz. Thank you very much. Established. Gunmetal Wolf came back, says Mario will let you get captured 50 plus times. So to really be with Bowser. That's true. But he'll always come after you and he'll always chase you, which is good. All right. We got one more thing to share before we wrap today. And that is our friends over at Epicverse released a trailer for this film Blood and Water, which we wanted to share with you. They didn't ask us to do this, but we just wanted to do it because we're buddies and stuff. We have I saw this just a minute long. We'll just take a look at this, and this is coming soon. You may see some familiar faces from the space. Sorry.
I want to build my home by the sea. Father warned us of these things, Ivar. And I will not allow it. You dishonor me and take from me your own brother. Coward! Come home before you do which I cannot forgive.
Awesome.
I love the last line every time. It's so good.
I love seeing
Nice.
I love seeing people in the space doing independent movies like this. I love that. My background is in writing and producing, and so I've been trying to do stuff like that myself. So shout out to me if you ever just get in touch with me if you ever want help with anything or want to work on something. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's great. So go check it out. It's over at the Epicverse Studio X handle at Epicverse Studio. The Epicverse, they're look. Yeah, we've said this all the time. We have to create a parallel economy. We can't just stand there and talk. Oh, this sucks. This sucks so bad. We got to do something about it. And you know what? Epicverse is doing stuff about it, and I appreciate that. So go get it. I love it. And once again, if you guys out there are wonderful, normal men out there, brochachos, whatever you want to call yourself. Shut up, Labs. If you guys are out there doing stuff, let us know. Let us help get the word out. It's important that we do that. It's important we let people know the project you have going on. Neon Suspenders, thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate that, my man. Always a pleasure to see you in. All right. We got a lot of goodbyes to say, but first, do us a favor, Lorena, tell us where everybody can find you.
Well, folks, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, X, throwing all kinds of hot takes. And of course, you can find me on YouTube, where I do pop culture sci-fi analysis with a spicy take and also theme park streams. So thanks so much again for having me on Side Scrollers. I would love to jump in here with you guys.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, Lorena. Magick, where can we find you and your baby?
Yeah, I'm at Magic Moonshot on Twitter. My Instagram, you need to request a follow for privacy reasons. I had to lock that one down. Mostly Twitter and Twitch at the moment if you want some... If you want some...
I muted it for you, don't worry.
Gameplay. That's going to be on my Twitch. And I also do casting with a community org called Ascending Baseline. We're doing a big Memorial Day tournament on Saturday that I'll be commentating for.
Excellent. Sorry about that. I guess it just looped in my ears, which ultimately went over the entire thing. So, my bad, whatever.
I thought I was just getting a dramatic backtrack.
Cowards!
Right. Over here yelling. Hey, you know what we can add to the we have Razor on here promoting our new brochachos over here.
You burrito chomper.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Razor. Appreciate that. That's good. And Warren, where can everybody find you as you begin your quest in your new world?
Well, I get first and foremost to be YouTube. Warren Smith's Secret Scholars, or Secret Scholar Society. Yeah, that's where I'm going to try. Like Craig, like you were saying, I'm going to go all in, see if I can build something with this and make it financially stable. And if you want to support anything, help me get equipment or some of these legal things, yeah, locals. What is it? Secret Scholars. I think we put the link in.
Yeah, I put it in the description below YouTube.
No, thank you so much, and thank you for having me on, guys. It's always really enjoyable to stop thinking about everything for a bit and just hang out with some fun people. So thank you.
That's right. Hey, Warren said we're fun, Blabs. Let's go. All right.
I'm more
If
fun.
nothing else, you are. You are.
Me? Just me.
Both
Only
of
me. Not
you.
Blabs.
All of you. All four.
Hey man, I can totally nerd out with Warren over Harry Potter.
I was thinking, Blabs, I wish if they ever come out with a Harry Potter where we can, like Elden Ring, play at the same time, we should start.
That's what I want. Like, it was such a missed opportunity for Hogwarts Legacy.
It so
to just be single player. Everyone was like, we all want to play together. We just want to interact and, duel enemies. They wasted
one,
it.
hopefully.
They're so stupid. It's fine. I'm fine.
All right. Let's get out of here. Once again, go find everybody. Their links are in the description. It's important that you do. If you guys want to go pick up some Blabs merch, you can down below as well. Pick up the shirt from my sweet 9-year-old daughter, or her design as well. You can go do that. And don't forget, Blabs is one bad bitch. There we go. All right. Appreciate you guys. Once again, thanks for joining us today. If we missed anything, I'm sorry we did. I promise it wasn't intentional, but thank you very much for all your support. With that said, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.